What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the all-new 2020 BMW 228i Gran Coupe. Huge shout out and thank you to Hendrick BMW of Northlake. They're providing this vehicle for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website down in the description below. They have a huge selection of all the brand new BMWs, so definitely check them out. But let's get into this all-new 4-door 2 Series. And the model that we're looking at today is the xDrive, finished off in mineral gray metallic and has an MSRP at $41,000. Underneath the hood, this features a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that cranks out 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. The engine is only paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to all 4 wheels, and with a curb weight around 3,500 pounds, you can expect 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat with a top speed at 130 miles an hour. And running off a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 23 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. The overall length is 178.5 inches with a wheelbase at 105.1. This has a width of 70.9 and an overall height at 55.9 inches. This has ventilated disc brakes in all 4 corners with a 2-tone gray 17-inch wheel, all wrapped in a Bridgestone tire. The front end of the all-new Gran Coupe 2 Series has a very distinctive BMW look. We have the classic kidney-shaped grille right front and center. This has chrome trim around it and gloss black veins in the center. It also has active shutters in the rear that'll open and close to allow more cooling or better efficiency when out on the highway. This has gloss black mesh in the lower portion of the front bumper with a safety sensor in the center. It allows maximum cooling to the front-mounted intercooler. This also has a body-colored lower chin spoiler to give it more aggression, 4 parking sensors up front, as well as LED fog lights down below. This even has functional cutouts on each side of the bumper to allow air to go into the bumper and out around the front wheels. And then we have LED headlights with LED daytime running lights on them with chrome trim in the upper portion. The BMW logo right in the center with sharp lines on either side flowing right to the hood, and then on each side of the hood there's more lines just to help give this vehicle a wide appearance. And then moving to the side profile, you'll notice a sharp body line in the front bumper that continues its way through the side of the vehicle. There's another sharp body line in the lower portion of the doors. This car has body-colored door handles as well as body-colored mirror caps with the integrated LED turn signal. There's also chrome trim around the windows. A very proportional look all around, having a more stubby appearance, giving it a sporty appearance. And then the rear end swoops down nicely to give it that Gran Coupe look. We also have gloss black for the B pillar and C pillar, and then up top this has a panoramic roof. And then moving to the rear end, this has LED taillights with nice contours in them, giving it a sporty appearance in the rear. This has a black trim piece on each side of the bumper, as well as 4 parking sensors in the center, a gloss black center diffuser with chrome exhaust tips. Your standard backup camera is right in the center of the trunk with a prominent body line. And then there's a gloss black trim piece connecting each taillight with the BMW logo right in the center. We have the xDrive logo on the left, the 228 logo over on the right, and then the trunk is molded to have a ducktail spoiler, giving this a sporty look. So there's a good look at the exterior of the new 2020 228i Gran Coupe. Comment down below, what do you guys think of this new 2 Series? The 2 Series is the smaller vehicle from BMW's lineup, and the 4-door version is a really cool setup. And don't forget, your comment will enter you into a $100 gift card this month, so definitely take advantage of that. So now with the key, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the interior, keeping it locked by pressing the BMW logo. All we have to do is grab the door handle. The car automatically unlocks, so we can get a great look at the interior. First off, you'll notice this has pillarless doors, which have a really cool look to them. And then this car is finished off in all black leather. And then starting with the door panel, we have a nice armrest with some padding on it, as well as an integrated grab handle. All of your window and mirror controls are located right there. We have a cool trim piece with some nice texture to it, as well as one of the speakers, the aluminum grab handle, as well as memory seat controls and lock and unlock. We have the trunk release button up front with some storage in the door panel as well. And then moving to the interior, we have an aluminum door sill plate with BMW written on it. And then all the controls for the seats are on the left side, as well as the lumbar support. You can see the black leather and black stitching to it. And then pulling this handle in the front portion right here, we have a leg rest that'll extend out. Seats have a really good look to it, nice bolsters on them as well. Very nice finish to them. And the black stitching continues all the way into the top. And then swinging around to the steering wheel, finished off in more black leather. We have some silver trim to it, as well as some black trim as well. And then now inside the car, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. We have a digital instrument cluster with your speed over on the left as well as your fuel, and then the tach and engine temperature over on the right side. Speed limit information is all in the center, and then scrolling through this BC button right here, The top will cycle through. We have a compass, and then all your trip information will come up as well as the odometer, gas mileage, and things like that. This has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters on both sides that have a nice feel and look to them. All of the cruise control settings are over on the left side, and then taking a look at the right, we have all the volume and Bluetooth audio controls. And then in the center of the steering wheel, we have a heated steering wheel controller. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have all the headlight controls, one of the air vents on the left side, as well as a speaker. Black is on the top of the dashboard, and then moving our way to the center, there's a nice stitching line as well as one more speaker. Then we have the touchscreen display system for the infotainment. You can also control that using the rotary dial down here. So in this menu, if we just hit the home button, that gets us to home. We can scroll through many different things within the vehicle. Going under vehicle, we can change quite a few of the settings. Just scrolling down, we can see everything that we can change. And then hitting the home icon, we're back to home. Looking at the navigation screen, has a really good look to it, and you can even have pinch to zoom, which makes it very user-friendly to use. We have that same trim piece over on the dash that you saw on the door panels. Then in the center, we have the hazard controls. Pressing this button right here, all these safety features come up. This has quite a lot of safety features. If we go down to configure individual, we can adjust the front end collision, the lane departure, as well as the blind spot detection. Beneath that, we have two more air vents, and pressing the fan speed button right here, the screen comes up in the center. Dual zone climate control, and then all of the defrost buttons, heated seats, and AC buttons are located around those. And then we have radio controls as well as the volume on and off. And then below that, we have wireless phone charging, a USB port, two cup holders, as well as a 12 volt. In the center of the car, we have the shifter right here. Putting my foot on the brake, pressing the unlock, pulling it all the way back goes into drive, and then pushing it all the way forward is reverse. The backup camera will come up with your guidelines as well as the parking sensors. You can see all the parking sensors on the left side, and as I roll back, you can hear everything activating. And then just pressing the P right here, we'll go into park. We have traction control as well as the parking sensors, the engine start-stop feature, and then all of your different driving modes are located right here. We have a sport mode, a comfort mode, and then an Eco Pro mode as well. You can see the colors changing on the dash. We have the auto hold and the parking brake, and then the controller for the center screen. This also does have a touchpad on it, very easy to use. We have some piano black finish, and then opening up the center console, we have quite a lot of space in here and a USB outlet. This is all finished in black leather with the same black stitching. And then over on the right side, to take a look at the glove box, we have quite a lot of space in here. Now one last look at the interior. I like all the contours to it. I think they did a really good job just giving this a sporty appearance. And then up top, we have the panoramic sunroof. All the controls are right here. We have a sunshade, and then we can actually make the glass go back. And then to now take a look at the rear seat space, we can go ahead and open up the door. We have the pillarless doors in the rear just like on the front, and then all these similar contours. The rear seats are finished off in the same black leather. You can get a good look at everything. We have folding headrests as well. Now air vents in the center with two USB ports, and then storage behind each seat. And then to now hop in, I have the driver's seat set to my height, which is 5'11". And remember, this is the smaller end of the BMW lineup for four-door cars. While sitting back in here, I actually have quite a lot of space. I like how the armrest is set up, and I like how we have all this glass to the left of me, and then this window right here helps give it an open look. And then having this panoramic roof is a really good feature. Really makes it nice and open. My knees have a few inches, and I like how there is these cutouts right here, so your legs actually fit very nicely, and my feet are fitting nicely under the seat as well. And then taking a look at the center here, we can pull this down. We have a really good armrest in the center. You can press this button. We have cup holders as well. And then we can also grab the center button right here and open up the center seat. We now have access to the trunk space, so if you are fitting larger items, you can still fit 4 people comfortably in this car. Pretty good headroom in here as well. I have maybe like an inch above my head, so for a smaller four-door car like this is very comfortable. And then to now take a look at the trunk space, you can use the button on the door panel or the key fob, or there is one right here on the trunk lid. Opening this up, we have quite a lot of space in here. It's very squared off. I like how the floor is nice and high, so very easy to load and unload items into this vehicle. And even grabbing this piece right here, we have a subfloor here that you can fit even more storage in here that is nice and hidden, which is a really good touch. There's also handles on each side that you can pull that'll release the second row seats. And then with those seats down, you can see just how much space we now have in this 2 Series Gran Coupe. A lot of space in the car overall, very squared off like I said, so you can fit a lot of items here. They fold down practically flat, so it really maximizes the overall cargo space, and this opening is massive for this car. So I really like how they took a smaller vehicle and really maximized space. Alright guys, so we are now setting off in the 2020 228i Gran Coupe. This is a really cool vehicle because I've always been a fan of the 2 Series. I like the smaller 2-door sporty car that one is. Now this car is pretty much the same, but we're talking about a 4-door car, so it's got a little bit extra size to it, a little bit more usability. So as far as just getting my bearings with it sitting in here, I like how you still get all the BMW in it, just like the more expensive vehicles. This car coming in around 40 grand, nothing too crazy, but you get all the nice user-friendly BMW aspects that I really like. Using this whole system down here, just using the home button and everything, it's very user-friendly. I like how BMWs work. I'm very used to them at this point, and I think it's a very easy system to use, touchscreen or not, depending on what you would like. And then the overall fit and finish for being a more entry-level vehicle from the lineup, it is nice. You get all the nice features, you get aluminum accents, nice leather everywhere. So it's a nice premium feeling car. You feel like you're in a BMW. And then for ride quality, as we just get up and go, the suspension does a really good job absorbing that big bump that we just hit. This has all these safety features, the lane keeping assist, radar cruise control, all that kind of stuff. So I like how you're not sacrificing just to get an entry-level BMW, you're still getting all the good things that we like about BMWs. And then with this engine and the 8-speed automatic, just getting up to speed, half throttling it, I mean, it gets right up to speed with no issues, not even stressing the engine at all. One thing I really like about BMWs as a whole, they don't make slow cars. Every car they make is adequately powered. They have the crazy performance cars, of course, but even a normal car like this one gets up to speed with no issues, and it just makes it a nice vehicle to drive. The overall wind noise, comfort, and stuff like that, honestly, I don't really hear anything. Even going over a bridge, very quiet. The tire noise, the wind noise, everything is super comfortable. The visibility is really good in the car. You can easily see out, and I like how the dashboard isn't too long, so it's actually really easy to see the front end of the car. Mirrors do a really good job, and then looking over your left and right shoulders, the visibility is really good as well. You really don't have any blind spots. So now getting more of my bearings in the car, the seats are actually really comfortable too. I like all the adjustability to them, and then having the extension in the center for a little bit longer legs or anything, that is nice to have in a car like this. And so far, my first impression just driving the car, it feels like a properly balanced car, a very solid vehicle. Sometimes car makers, they try to make their smaller cars and they just kind of cheap out and make them like tinny feeling and just kind of cheap, but this feels like a very solid car, which is nice. And then now on a nice road, we have different driving modes. So if we go into sport mode, things get a little bit more performance oriented. We can bump this over into manual, and I can shift with the paddle shifters. And honestly, that transmission is really responsive too. I like that. Just flicking the paddle shifter, it downshifts very quickly, and then giving it a little bit of gas. It's got some power to it actually. This is really nice. It feels very properly quick, which is really cool. And then we have the comfort mode as well. That just tones down the whole car and just everything gets very soft, and it's a nice luxury car at this moment. And then the Eco Pro mode for, you know, highway cruising when you're just trying to maximize fuel economy. We'll stick with just the sport mode just to see what it's like. You can feel more turbo response from the engine. The car just kind of tightens up a little bit, and then even taking a sharper turn like this, the car is really balanced. There's no body roll or anything. It actually has a little bit of a performance car to it, which is nice. Putting a few more miles on this car now, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so I like how the front wheels can just help you out a little bit in inclement weather, or if you are on a twisty road having some fun in the car, driving it like a performance car. It's got that all-wheel drive capability just to keep the car planted. And I think the biggest thing I'm coming off with this car is how solid it feels. It doesn't feel like the smallest vehicle from the lineup. It just feels like a good overall sedan. You have the four-door practicality, but then, I mean, even taking turns, it's got some power to it. The throttle response is good. The transmission is really lightning quick, and just the overall fit and finish, the quality of it just feels like a really good car to drive. All right, guys, so that is about going to wrap it up for test driving and taking a look at the 2020 228i from BMW. This is the new four-door Gran Coupe 2 Series. I think it has a lot to offer. It's comfortable, it's really good looking, it's got a lot of sporty designs to it. The interior fit and finish, the layout and everything is really good. It's easy to use, and it's really nice to drive. It's a solid feeling luxury car from BMW. Once again, huge shout out and thank you to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this car for today's video. Definitely check out their website. They have a huge selection of all the brand new 2020 BMWs, so definitely check them out. And don't forget to leave a comment on today's video. We're giving away a $100 gift card this month, so definitely take advantage of that. But that is going to wrap it up, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.